Let me take you back over 2,600 years, to the ancient city of Nineveh, the capital of the mighty Assyrian Empire. Picture a city of towering walls, golden statues, and sprawling markets buzzing with traders from across the known world. But hidden behind those imposing stone gates stood something far more powerful than any army or treasure: a library. And not just any library, but the world's first known great library, built by a king named Ashurbanipal. Ashurbanipal wasn't your typical ancient ruler. While most kings of his time boasted about their conquests and battles, he bragged about something else entirely: his ability to read and write. In a world where even most nobles were illiterate, this skill made him truly extraordinary. He pursued knowledge with the same passion others had for gold. He dispatched scribes and scholars to every corner of his vast empire, from the learned schools of Babylon to the ancient temples of Egypt. Their mission was singular: to gather every tablet, every text, every piece of written wisdom they could find. They brought back everything: treatises on medicine, charts of the stars, epic poetry, manuals of magic, lists of omens, and even divine spells. If it could be written down, Ashurbanipal wanted it for his library. By the year 650 BC, his collection had swelled to over 30,000 clay tablets. These weren't just piled in a corner. They were meticulously catalogued and stored on wooden shelves, arranged in rooms kept cool by thick stone walls. On one of these tablets, a proud scribe inscribed the words, "Palace of Ashurbanipal, King of the World, King of Assyria." This was a declaration that knowledge was a form of power, equal to any crown. This wasn't just a king's personal archive. It was humanity's first organized attempt to collect and preserve the sum of its knowledge. Think of it as a blueprint for the Library of Alexandria, but 1,000 years earlier. And buried among those stacks of clay was something truly miraculous, a story written long before the Bible, long before Homer penned the Odyssey. It was the Epic of Gilgamesh. This is the tale of a powerful king's quest for immortality, a story of profound friendship, heartbreaking loss, and a great flood that reshaped the world. It stands as the oldest known work of literature, and it survived only because Ashurbanipal had the foresight to have it copied, to save it for what he called future generations. He could never have imagined that we would be those future generations. But like all great empires, Assyria's time was coming to an end. Around 612 BC, a coalition of enemies besieged and conquered Nineveh. The magnificent city burned for days. Palaces crumbled into rubble, and golden statues melted in the inferno. Yet, amidst the destruction, something incredible happened inside the library. As the fires raged through the palace, the intense heat didn't destroy the clay tablets. Instead, it baked them, firing the clay until it became as hard and durable as stone. The very fire that was meant to erase them ended up preserving them for eternity. For over 2,000 years, these baked tablets lay buried beneath layers of sand and ruin, forgotten by the world. That is, until the 1850s, when British archaeologists began excavating the site of ancient Nineveh. Imagine their utter astonishment as they uncovered piles upon piles of clay tablets, all covered in tiny, wedge-shaped marks. After millennia, the cuneiform script was still perfectly legible. When scholars finally began to translate these tablets, the modern world suddenly heard voices from the distant past. It was like opening a time capsule. Assyrian scientists described solar eclipses with stunning accuracy. Doctors listed herbal cures for common ailments. Poets mourned lost loves with timeless emotion, and priests recounted ancient myths, including a story of a great flood sent by the gods that bore a striking resemblance to the story of Noah. Ashurbanipal had achieved what no one else in his age had even dared to dream. He had built a library that could outlast time itself. Today, many of these incredible tablets are housed in the British Museum. Their edges might be chipped, and some are fragmented, but their words remain crystal clear. They are the first sparks of organized human curiosity, frozen forever in clay. So, the next time you open a book, or even just scroll through the endless information on your phone, take a moment to remember where this all began. Our instinct to record, to learn, and to share knowledge started not with paper or ink, but with a visionary king who believed that ideas were far stronger than any empire. Ashurbanipal's empire vanished into the mists of history. His grand palaces turned to dust, but his words, they're still speaking to us today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back in time, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more stories from our amazing past. We'll see you in the next one.